If you are caught up on the newest episode of Sword Art Online Alicization, then you are probably thinking, oh boy, no matter how good SAO Alicization is, it's still SAO. Call me what you will, but I'm so disappointed and angry right now. Maybe I'm overreacting, but this was too far. This is the farthest Sword Art Online has ever taken it. I'm sorry for anyone unfamiliar with what happened, but let me fill you in. In the most recent episode, Yujo and Kirito were forced into a situation where they must break the taboo index and commit a sin in the underworld. Unfortunately, the sin that drove both Yujo and Kirito over the edge was sexual assault. I'm BriThi, your local degen, and in this video, I'm going to give my reactions and thoughts on the newest episode of Sword Art Online Alicization. Most people are probably here for a big reaction, and don't worry, I feel a very certain way about this issue. Here's a few of my thoughts after watching this episode. After 3 seasons, I thought we would have been away from this, but this really makes my blood boil. At least this time they had the decency to put a warning for people at the beginning of the episode, nothing that the prior 2 seasons gave us. They learned from Goblin Slayer, I guess. Maybe the hardcore light novel readers are aware of what's going to happen, but for the casual fans, it must have been a slap in the face. I have not read any of the light novels, not spoil any of the upcoming seasons, so when I saw this, I felt actually so mad. One big reason so many people hold SAO to a low standard is every season there's sexual assault. It has become such a common thing that people are expecting it at this point. Isn't that sad that viewers are expecting that from a series like this? Like, holy crap, maybe I'm the fool for thinking that this season was going to be drastically different and better than the others. It does have its improvements, for sure, but still, ugh. There are going to be people saying stop being a baby about it. You should expect this by now. You're being over dramatic. I honestly don't give 2 fucks because the whole atmosphere was so blood curdling. The screams the voice actors put out felt so genuine and full of terror that it actually got to me a little bit. I like to think I have thick skin, but it somehow still got to me. I can see people with low tolerance being greatly affected. How many times did this show have to be hit with controversy over controversy before it stops being implemented? I just don't get it. I literally spent 2 weeks making a video about how great this season was going, and SAO just goes behind my back and says, ha, I got his ass. I'm just so frustrated. I feel kind of let down and betrayed, but hey, who gives a shit at the end of the day? Before I go any further, I want to take a second look at the situation from all angles. I try my best not to be biased, and while I am angry, I want to look at the other side. So I dug around and I was lucky enough to find some information that the creator of SAO put out relating to this episode. These tweets and translations are thanks to SAO Wiki and of course Kawahara's Twitter himself. Let's take a look at this and dissect it. Kawahara comments that the reason why SAO uses that plot element this frequently is because such a plot element was used in no small number in light novels, romance, and adventure stories he had read in his mid to high school days. He gave Golden Spur as a typical example of this. Okay, first things first, I did some light googling and found out that Golden Spur is a really old manga from the 80s about the medieval age. Now that you know that, let's talk about this. I understand that it might have been common in his day of reading entertainment, but that doesn't excuse him from being so socially unaware of how damaging and harmful these scenes can be to people and the series itself. I don't think that this was a very great reason for including that plot element so many times over. What I do find comforting is the fact that he knows it is a problem and is willing to acknowledge it. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and he's not acknowledging it just because of all the constant backlash when the scene drops. There was a second translated tweet. Let's move on to that one. Kawahara has also said that he has been able to escape the curse of that plot element and believes he currently manages to induce catharsis through other means. While he would write these scenes if it is absolutely necessary, he'd save it for different genres of books than light novels. The fact that he knows that this plot element is more of a curse rather than a useful device gives me plenty of hope for later on in the series. I don't know how many situations are going to require that plot device, but I hope not to see it anytime soon. This gives me more reason to understand the use of them in the 3 seasons so far. He's saying that his writing has gotten better over the years to where he has evolved to use better things to induce conflict and action. Honestly, thank God. Gives me a little bit of hope. Before going into this, I was ready to just roast the ever-living hell out of SAO for this move. I mean, it all came together. I let out all my hard feelings about the show at the beginning. Now that I was able to get that off my chest and dig a little deeper, I came to realize that it isn't all bad. The author admits his faults and shows growth. He also went out of his way to apologize to the voice actor for having to do that scene. By the way, good job, man. I really appreciate that. Like, real respect right there. This maturity really gives me hope for upcoming seasons and light novel releases. I hope you all enjoyed my little rant. I like to look at both sides, and if you want to see more amazing anime content, then consider joining this degenerates family. With that out of the way, I'm going back to burying my face in books for final. If you like this video, then check out my last video on SAO where I praised the ever-loving shit out of it. I'm BriThi, and I hope you enjoyed this video on my thoughts and reactions to episode 10 of SAO Alicization. Sayonara! Ah man, now that nobody's here, I can give my 5 to 10 second. Oh my god. I deserve this. What the fuck? Sword Art Online.